Welcome, everyone, to a very special edition of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I'm your host, always ready, Matt Cardona. I'm not going to get into the catchphrases today because we have a very special guest. Oh, Lord! The Chief Brandi Officer of AEW, Brandi Rhodes. Brandi, say hello.
Hi! I'm here.
Oh, man, you just scared all our fans. Oh, my God.
I feel like that wasn't as good as the intro I gave you on Shot of Brandi, but it was close. It was okay.
All right. Well, I skipped introducing Brian. That's how important this was.
Big time. I feel like you're making him nervous or something. The most professional wrestler, Brian Myers, here as well. Brandi, great to see you. Long time no see. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you too. And I do think that I make Matt nervous. I feel like I make him nervous all the time. I'm not really sure what goes wrong with things, but he's always nervous. Like I feel like I have a lot of stories.
No, I'm always ready. I'm not always nervous. So you got the wrong catchphrase. Now, Brandi, we had to have you on this week because your figure, I don't know if you know this, is causing a lot of controversy. Oh, there she is.
This figure right here.
Oh,
Little Brand, causing a lot of controversy in a good way because nobody can find her in the stores. Her secondary market value is through the roof. Number one at Ringside Collectibles. I mean, how does this make you feel? First ever figure, not only top 10, number one.
Number one. I mean, this is like her signature dance that she does. She's pretty excited.
Wow.
She's excited to be on. She's excited to be number one. But I mean, honestly, not really surprised because it's me, guys. Chief Brandi Officer. Like you have to get the figure. I mean, you don't have to like me. I'll give you that. I have some character flaws, but the figure, I mean, little Brand, she's innocent. She's innocent. She's sweet, and you just gotta get her. She's great. People love her more than me.
And I will say this: I am jealous because I think you are the first person in wrestling history to incorporate the figure like into their gimmick. Like you're coming out with her on television. Like that's something I would have loved to have done, but you're doing it.
She has a lower third. It's small, so it's like, to scale with what you would think was the lower third for her. But yeah, she's fully ingrained in the Brandi Rhodes train. Like she's here to stay as long as I can keep her.
Well, I mean, she is the only female figure for now. So,
if I have anything to say about it, she's going to be the only figure for quite some time.
Ouch.
And I'm hoping, to get a second wave. Lil Brand before anybody else. Just kidding. No, I'm really not. I'm not going to do that. But that is something that I have gone on record saying a lot on camera. But no, there are other talented women that are going to get figures for sure.
and all kidding aside, we know you're just joking. But I mean, there's no surprise that you were kind of, passed over in some other company, didn't ever get an action figure. And now here you are, Series 1 and top seller. So that's gotta feel good.
It feels pretty great. I mean, I did wait a long time to get a figure. Like, I wouldn't have been upset about not getting a figure had I not been scanned so many times for a figure. Like, I think I was scanned like 4 or 5 times, and I never got a figure. So, like, it's kind of like it built up my, expectation level just to, like, kick it back down. But this time, got scanned, figure came out. She's great. I think she looks just like me, like a lot.
So was it always like a big bucket list item for you? Like when you started in wrestling and you realized like all the merchandise and stuff to eventually get an action figure? Is that something you thought about?
Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely thought like, wow, there's a lot of possibilities of cool things that can happen with being a character in wrestling. When I kind of became just an on-air personality, I kind of lost that. Like I thought, well, I guess it's not meant for me or it's not going to happen. But then, Renee Young got an action figure. Yeah. So, it's a possibility for people who are doing broadcasters, ring announcers, referees. I think everybody's going to be getting figures.
Now, obviously, you have some stroke in AEW. You're the chief Brandi officer. So can you let Wicked Cool and Jazzwares, especially Jeremy, know that we need some AEW referee figures? Because there are no referee figures out there on the market. So if AEW made referee figures, that would be another reason why the Jazzware figures are super cool.
Yeah, I think we definitely need referee figures. I mean, we've got some charismatic referees. You know, a lot of people like Ref Aubrey, Bryce, Paul Turner. Now, I mean, we got everybody's their own kind of character in the referee realm. So, like, I think we could definitely do it. I think it's something that I feel pretty strongly about, and I feel like I can say you can expect to at least see one or two referees pop up.
Well, some breaking news.
Yeah, Brandi, how hands-on have you been with Jazzwares and Wicked Cool Toys, like with this line and what goes into it and all the decision making?
So I actually, because this falls under merchandise, really. So all of the like nitty gritty talk about it, and that's what makes it really funny too. Because I know like, a lot of people were like, "Oh," and I lean into this too. But like a lot of people are like, "Well, you practically made it be that way," and I was like, "Well, actually, no. They just told me that this is what's happening." And I was like, "Oh, cool." But from a brand sense and everything, we talk quite a bit, and I really like Jeremy and Greg. They're really easy to work with and fun. I'm really impressed with how quickly everything rolled out and how they produced these figures because I just didn't have a whole lot of expectation for it. I've never been here before. I've never had a figure. So I think that they did an awesome job with them, and they've been awesome with communicating and just they're good guys. So it's a good company to be working with.
Awesome. Yeah, Jeremy Padour is a legend. I don't know if you're aware of that, but within the wrestling figure world, he is a legendary figure. So the AEW line is in such good hands. It's cool, and it's caused a lot of hysteria with like hardcore collectors and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love that. I see more than anything, though. I see people like tweeting and stuff that like their kids can't get the Brandi figure and they're sad. And that actually makes me happy because that's kind of what I always picture with like the Brandi figures. I want little girls and stuff to want to get it. So every time I see somebody saying like, "Oh, we went to Walmart and we couldn't find little brand," I'm like, "Oh, well, hopefully, they'll get it and they'll treasure it."
Well, truth be told, Ringside Collectibles hooked me up with an extra one that my my 3-year-old daughter has and plays with, so she's having a blast with it. I buy her all the female wrestlers, and she's got a little ring, and she likes to kind of mimic me and think she's cool and stuff. So you've been in the mix in her fig fed, so if that makes you feel
nice.
Better. Yeah.
That makes me feel really good. You should be careful though, because like Lil Brand, there's a spirit to her. There's something about her where she really, I think she's kind of alive. Like today I came into the kitchen and she was hanging from the chandelier. I kid you not. So I would just tell you, be aware. She's a friendly spirit, but I think there's some spirit there.
I think Broski's zooming from the guest room right now, and he's staying over, and he did that. But we'll move on.
So you're saying almost like a Toy Story situation, which kind of brings me to my next question: is that you also love theme parks as well as Cody, myself, Chelsea. Now you also collect. Can you tell us about your Duffy and explain what Duffy is and how you're obsessed with Duffy and your Duffy collection for all these people who don't know what Duffy is?
I have no clue what Duffy is.
No
What's
clue
Duffy?
about Duffy. All right, so Duffy in Japan, in like Disneyland and Disneyland Sea in Japan, he's Mickey. Like he's the man. He is Mickey's teddy bear that Minnie gave to him when he went on like a sailing expedition. And she loved the teddy bear so much that, his love kind of made him come to life. So Duffy is a bear. I wish I should have had Duffy here sitting with me, but I did not. Instead, I had my Mickey ice cream necklace, and I have a green shirt on, and I've got Minnie earrings on.
Wait.
So I'm spirited. But Duffy is an obsession of mine because when I went to Disney Sea, I was looking for different collectibles because I collect ears and stuff like that, and I was like, where the hell is all the Mickey stuff? Like, what is this Duffy? Sorry, am I able to?
We can curse Mark. That's what we pay Mark.
That's why we pay Mark the big bucks to edit that stuff out.
Edit this without too.
But like, there was nothing, for Mickey. I think I bought like a hat or something, and I was like, why is there not Mickey stuff? But everybody in the park is wearing all this Duffy stuff. They have Duffy hats, Duffy ears, Duffy gloves. Little kids wear Duffy onesies, like toddlers and stuff are walking around in Duffy onesies, so they look like little bears walking around the park. And I was like, what on earth is this? This is so dumb. So then I went into like one of the Duffy shops because they had like a special Duffy shop, and I just became immersed in everything that is Duffy. So that day I took home a Duffy puppet, because there's different kinds of Duffies. You can get like the full size doll Duffy, which people like to dress and all that stuff. But I was like, I want a Duffy puppet because I thought it was just silly. Like it's literally a little bear that you put your hand in and he can be a puppet if you want. But all of his friends come in the puppet too. So now I'm collecting. I have most of his friends right now. I wouldn't have all of them. I would almost have all the puppets if Brian Wittenstein, you know Brian pretty well, right? So Brian Wittenstein went to Shanghai, promised me he was going to give me a Cookie Ann puppet because Cookie Ann is only in China. So you can't get her, in Japan or anything like that. You can only get her in China. So Brian promised me this Cookie Ann for like 2 months. And they finally sent it to me, and it's a full-size doll. So she's like twice the size of the rest of the Duffy puppets.
She's a 2-up. We call that a 2-up in the business.
Well, I have to like Google this when we're done. I have no clue about this, like nothing.
So Brandi, listen to this. So last year we were in Japan, and I asked Brian to go to Tokyo Disney Sea and Disneyland with me. He refused.
I think he offered to pay for everything. It's all expense paid. And I said, "Nah, I'm good."
So.
Wow!
I want to go with my kids. I don't want to go.
You're not gonna go.
I don't want to go with Matt Cardona.
You're not gonna go to Tokyo
kids.
Disney Sea with Mackenzie. You're not bringing her to Tokyo anytime soon.
You never know. You never know.
Okay, so I went by myself. I had a couple hours before the show to go, and I got the full size Duffy. But I didn't. This is weird. Like, there's so many clothing options for him. Like, so I just kept him naked because he's still like a stuffed animal. It's not like he has like. Genitalia. You know what I'm saying?
Side note, Mark, the name of this episode is Naked Duffy. Thank you.
But
just log that down. Thank you.
So, but like she's saying, there's no Duffy is the man. Duffy is the Mickey. So I got Duffy and I got the cat. What's the cat's name?
Gelatoni.
Yes. So I got them and I brought them home for Chelsea. I thought she'd be so excited. She hates them, and I have them like. This is really funny. I have them like on display in our guest bedroom, and when she's organizing and cleaning, she puts them away because she says that they freak people out. But I always put them back. She takes them away. I put them back. So we get in these arguments over Duffy, but it's a collector's item and he's cute.
Yeah, he's great. Duffy's awesome. I like that you mentioned Gelatoni. So like Gelatoni, we've envisioned him in his own persona. And so, Cody made up a lot of things about Gelatoni. Like, he wears the French hat, so we assume he's French. But we say Gelatoni is a tenderoni. And he macks on Shelly May and Stella Lou all the time. Because he's a ladies' man. He's a French, ladies' man.
Whoa.
Maybe you tell Chelsea that.
Okay.
Tell her he's a tenderoni.
But... Brandi, while we're talking about this kind of stuff, what did you collect or play with growing up as a kid?
Ooh, age appropriately, I really liked Cabbage Patch dolls. And then, as I got older, I did the Trolls, and then I did the Beanie Babies, and I really collected Precious Moments kind of my whole life until I left my parents' house. So they have all of these crazy Precious Moments. I would get 4 or 5 of them a year. I don't know where they are in their house. And of course, also I collected, medals because I like to win. I was a figure skater, so, collected those as well.
Nice. Wow.
See, to go back to the actual Brandi figure, in my psychotic collecting, I don't collect current people. So no offense, I wouldn't get you, Brandi, because you're current. But
He basically said you're not a legend. That's what he's saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I have a cutoff. 2007 is my cutoff. So if a figure depicts anything below or before that, before I got really into the business, before I really made it, then I can get it. But I can't get things afterwards. But you were my exception because I do have a friends and family collection. So you were my exception. So I got the Brandi for that. But then these AEW figures were so good, I was like, oh, I think I might, since it's the beginning, I might start and do all the AEWs. So I have a Brandi for my friends and family collection, but I don't have one for my AEW collection. And she's not in stores. She's so expensive. I gotta wait. To find her in stores. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, she's gonna start popping up more in the stores. She's gonna take everybody by storm pretty soon. But I can't give any definites on that because you know how that went. with the definite date.
Oh, with the list, with the date. You can't give dates in this bit. You can't give dates.
Not with shipping and stuff. Yeah, no way.
But a couple weeks ago, when I got the ringside top 10 and you were number one, I was so proud of you, like a proud father. I was like, oh my God, Brandi is number one. It was super cool.
Text me about it. That's great.
Yeah.
No, I need all of the positivity that I can get. You know what I mean? Because everybody, they like to rag on the old CBO. They like to blame me for everything that upsets them. Somebody pisses in their Cheerios at work. It's my fault. And I get it. That's fine. But we got to give me some props where they're due. And like this one, I did the damn thing with her. And we're going to continue. I mean, she's going to be at TV this week. She's got things to say, things to do, Maybe
the next Brandi figure has like a mini Brandi figure with the figure.
Ooh.
There's so many options. There's so many options that there could be with the Brandi figure. And, she's got lots of wardrobe options, hairstyle options. I mean, this one's got the purple hair. I don't even have. I've gone through 3 hair colors since this.
Wow, welcome to the toy biz. It takes a year. That's how it's going to be. Brandi, on our show and in the toy business, we use this term called toyetic. That means like someone that really belongs on a shelf that's going to catch your eye. Like, wow, that's very toyetic. Who else? And I mean, we can keep this to the female roster in AEW. Who do you think is very toyetic that should be next? Since you've paved the way as the first female AEW action figure, who do you think should be next?
Well, I'm not saying this person should be next. They're probably going to be a little further along because they're newer, but Abaddon, I think, definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be crazy.
Okay, so you basically nailed that question on the head. That's toyetic. That's like, whoa, that's going to catch your eye on the shelf, yeah.
Right, it's like you're walking down the toy aisle, and you might not follow wrestling or Power Rangers or whatever it is, but you're like, you see that figure, like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, that's what toyetic is, and that absolutely... nails. That was a great pick. That was a great question, Brian. You stole one of my questions. I'm
sorry, bro. I'm a journalist. I'm prepared here.
All right, so you have Shot of Brandi, your YouTube show, very popular. I was on it.
You were on it. You did good. You had a good episode.
Well, thank you very much. We made some margaritas, but I mean, you're doing everything. So you have your YouTube show, you're running stuff. You got the AEW heels, like. What do you do like on you got the records back there? I see that. So you collect records too? Like what do you do like on your free time to relax? Or like I collect stuff even though it's very stressful to collect, I do it to relax. So what do you do to relax?
It is pretty relaxing. So, okay. On a typical, like if I have nothing to do in a day, I will usually, work out, train, because that kind of like clears my mind and gets my body, feeling right. And then I scour for things. Like I'll scour sometimes for hours on Discogs trying to figure out like some records that I want and also trying to figure out if what I'm ordering is what I'm getting, because sometimes in the record world you get different things than you think you're getting. And then I'm always on Shop Disney because I'm trying to get more ears, more unique ears. I finally started mounting my Mickey ears on the wall, so now we've got like a nicer arrangement of those. And I'm trying to get more.
You gotta get Chelsea more into the ears thing. I try to buy her ears every once in a while. Like, come on, babe, why don't you collect some ears? Why don't you collect some ears, babe? Oh, they got some new Canada ears at the Canada Pavilion. Let's get these ears. But I think she needs an ear collecting friend. You know what I'm saying?
Literally, the way I project like the things I liked as a kid onto my 3-year-old daughter, you do the same thing to your fiance.
Yeah, you're a lot like Cody. Cody tries to do that to me. Like Cody will literally come into a room. Today he came in holding a video gaming briefcase, and he goes, "I know you don't want to see this, but I feel like I have to show it to you." I was like, "All right, let's get it over with, man. I don't know what we're doing here." But yeah, like he tries so hard, and he'll tell me. Here's where he goes wrong. Instead of just letting me kind of find my way into something, like you can lay the groundwork, but let me find my way into it. If you tell me every detail of everything and everybody's, mother that he'll tell me too much detail about things to the point that my mind's spinning and then I don't care anymore. Then I just want to stop talking. Whereas I might have found it interesting if, I looked into it a little bit more on my own. So maybe that's what you're doing.
I'm definitely as you were saying that, I'm definitely guilty of that. Another question I have. This is like so hypothetical because on our show we just started this fake theme park. It's not real, called Majorland, right? It's like a wrestling theme park, and we make up these weird rides. So I know you love theme parks. If you and Cody could have a special themed ride, it's like the Cody and Brandi ride. What ride would it be? It could be all original, or could it be kind of like a spoof off something? Like it could be Cody and Brandi Space Mountain or something. What's one ride that you guys love that you can incorporate your personas into for Majorland? We're trying to build this theme park.
You know, I feel like my ride would be a lot like Escape from Gringotts. Like you've got those moments of like coaster, like don't know what's going to happen next, but then you have the big like picture walls that are telling the story. I think that would be my ride. And Brand would be a part of it for sure. Maybe Brand's guiding you. Maybe that's what's happening. Like at first you start and then you see little Brand and she's like, hey guys, you want to come hang out? Let's go. But then she goes, uh-oh, somebody, got on the cart. Oh no. Then you go plunging down. Maybe who got on the cart is like the Dark Order. Maybe the Dark Order are the ones who are like effing everything up, and Brand's trying to save us all.
Whoa.
So it's kind of like the ET ride where the little ET just pops up on the bicycle basket, and that could be little Brand.
Yeah, it's just like you see the back of her.
This is the stuff we talk about in this podcast. Just ridiculous.
That got really deep there for a second. Wow.
Well, Brandi.
Wait.
What's
before we let you go, Brandi, let's address this rumor that Broski here blew you off to get Chris Jericho on the show. I mean, this is news to me.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on a sec. First, I thought you were going to say, you ever hear about the time that Brandi has accused me, I think publicly, if it wasn't publicly, it's now public, she accused me of blowing her off for a shot of Brandi once in my own home.
Yeah, no, that actually happened, and that was the most ridiculous story of all. So I was coming to Orlando, and I asked, hey, would you like to do Shot of Brandi with me? And he said, I don't think I can make it right now. I'm not available, but you can use my kitchen. Something like, what the hell would I want to use your kitchen for? I stay in my own house and use my own kitchen if I needed to use the kitchen that bad. But like, he just told me he legit wasn't available. And
I thought it was like crunch time and you needed to get an episode out. You're like, oh my God, oh Lord, I need a kitchen. I don't want to use the Residence Inn or whatever kitchen. Let me use your kitchen. I said, yeah, you can use the kitchen, but I'm not available for shooting. I can't make it. I don't know if I had the gym that day. I had to mail some things out. I just couldn't make it. So I was letting you in my house. I thought that was great.
So you were able to just leave the house unlocked for me, but you couldn't make it back to your
I have a code.
Unreal.
I can unlock it from my phone.
Unreal.
You're ridiculous. Also, another really weird experience with him because of you saying like, he acts nervous and like weird sometimes with me.
Sometimes,
yeah. One time in LA, when I was living there, he was in town, and this one his knee was all messed up. So I was like, hey, do you want to go get sushi? So he said yes. So we went and got sushi. And he freaked out because Cody wasn't there. And he started acting weird and people started looking at us. Because first of all, he's got like a knee brace on. And then he goes, like, I walk in the restaurant and he goes, Brandi, really loud. And then I turn around, all these people turn around and he's like, I'm right here, but this is weird. Your husband's not here. What are we doing? I'm like, your husband's not here. What are we supposed to do? And I'm like, we're eating. Will you stop yelling? Like,
I will admit that is true. I'm sweating right now just thinking about that story. That's how uncomfortable I was. I couldn't even enjoy my sashimi because it was an awkward situation. We're just friends. But what if someone saw and thought we weren't just friends? And then it's on like Lords of Pain. That's just weird.
Oh my God, you're a lunatic.
Why did you agree to it?
Yeah.
It made you so uncomfortable.
I don't know. First off, knowing him, that story just boom, perfect sense. Like it's not hard to believe whatsoever. But wait, so he asked you and then uninvited you? Because I have nothing to do with this. This is the first I'm hearing about get Chris
for the Jericho.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I think I invited him because he was down in the dumps. His knee was all messed up.
Oh, Brandi, enough of this. He's talking about the Jericho interview.
Jericho.
Yeah, enough with the knee, the downtime in my life, the boozing, the therapy. Enough with that.
Oh, my God.
We're past that.
Okay, all right. So, yes, Jericho. So he reached out to me saying, hey, would any of the people at AEW want to do my podcast? I said, absolutely, of course. And he goes, okay, so who would you recommend? And I was like, well, anybody from the first wave. There's 6 of us. So then it was like crickets. So I was like, well, I could do it. Crickets again. Then I was like, Chris, I could try to get Chris. And he was like, yeah, that would be great.
I think that's
what a
what's
scumbag.
That's what's so weird about text messaging. Like maybe I just didn't see those messages right away. So you're thinking I'm reading and digesting. I probably didn't see. So when I saw Jericho first, I said, yeah, it's great. And then I wanted you next week. It just took a while, Brad. It just took a while.
It's fine. It's fine. I really can't argue with Jericho. Obviously, he's a rock star. He's a wrestling star. How do I compete with that?
Well, you do.
By whipping his ass with Lil Brand.
That's right. Number one.
Number one, yeah.
He was number 2, right?
He was last week, yes. It changes every week, but you're still in the top 10, and that's why it's figure fate that we have you now. I'm glad we didn't have you then. Because now you can come in here all confident, top-selling action figure. This is big.
It's huge. And I'm kind of like, where the dirt sheets at, huh? They always got something to say about me, even when it's stupid, not actual news. Like, I'll be like, Brandi ate cornflakes for breakfast. But Brandi is the number 1 action figure for a week. That didn't make news. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hopefully this interview will create some more awareness here.
There we go. I appreciate you guys for putting that to the forefront.
Well, I mean, Brandi, it's been stated before, like I owe you and Cody for introducing me to Chelsea, my fiance. So I feel like one day I need to repay you. Maybe, I don't know. We had you on the podcast. Does this work? Is this are we equal?
Oh,
are we
yeah.
even now?
The biggest opportunity of your career. You just made it. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
I feel like we're not equal. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're not equal yet. We're not equal until you guys actually get married, which I know that the current is not your fault, the current situation, but
it's not my fault.
I would like a mega shout out in like your wedding speech or something about how I brought this all together.
I will do that. I'll give a good old "Oh Lord" for everybody to hear.
That's all you're going to do is to say "Oh Lord"?
Well, I'll say thank you, Cody and Brandi, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Lord.
It's not really Cody, though. Because it was me. I was the one who showed you Chelsea. I was like, look at my friend. What do you think? Cody didn't say that.
Cody was there, though.
He was there. Okay.
Because we learned from the time before.
Brandi,
don't do dinner with Brandi with no Cody. We learned that already.
Yeah, jeez. Brandi, did you just think they had, like, personalities that would hit it off? Is that what it was?
Honestly, it was just kind of a shot in the dark. I was tired of him just saying how he was single and sad, and I was
I'm not
sad, broken neighbor. First off, when he blew out his knee that time, it was in a match that he actually won, and I didn't know he was hurt, and I thought he was just celebrating that he won. And to this day, I have this picture on my phone, and I look at it when I'm sad because it makes me happy, and it's him like.
Because I blew out my knee. I ruptured my patella tendon.
Me and Kofi were laughing so hard we were holding each other up in the locker room because we thought that was his, like, because he's so cheesy, we thought that was his way of, like, I won in my celebration face. But he was just in, like, pure agony, and we didn't know until after. And now I can laugh about it, but God, it was awesome.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, Brandi, thank you so much for having us. Little Brand, thank you very much. So we have 2 guests this week, Brandi and Little Brand. That's huge.
Mark, you're going to have to build this as a double interview.
Double interview.
Yeah. That's her dance. That's her happy dance.
All right, well, Brandi, hopefully soon we'll do the theme parks together. Maybe you and Chelsea
Maybe we go bit for bit.
That's right, bit for bit. Maybe you and Chelsea can get matching ears. Me and Cody will get matching lightsabers again, and we'll have a great time.
Do you need more than one?
I already have more than one. I have multiple. But we gotta be careful with Brandi because Brandi's likes to sit on a bench and drink a beer and then like waste the beer. I will get ride. Brandi's sit on the bench and just relax. Not me. I don't want to relax. I want to do everything possible.
That's why you're always the wild card at the park. Like you're always the only one that gets close to puking and stuff because you go too hard and too fast and do too many like spinny things. I tell you all the time. Take it easy, man.
He's a man-child. We know.
I am a man-child, but whatever. It is what it is. Brandi, thank you so much. Number 1, one of the best-selling action figures of the year, Little Brand.
Brandi, congrats on the figure. Thanks for doing this. Good seeing you, too.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.